I used to be pretty restrictive in terms of what I ate. So you're not gonna die from having some, I don't know, dairy. Like I used to be scared of dairy.
Let the sun go down.
Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cezia.fit here, and welcome to my reverse dieting series. So I thought I would actually just take you guys through the process of my building phase, essentially my bulking phase and my reverse dieting phase, just to show you guys what the foods I'm eating are, how my calories have been increasing over the weeks, what my training is also like, and just give you guys some more insight and also some more information on how a reverse diet works by just going through the process and taking you guys along with me. So I hope you guys enjoy this series, and obviously if you have any questions regarding nutrition, bulking, building muscle, training, and obviously reverse dieting and nutrition, just drop it down in the comments below through the series, and I'm more than happy to cover those questions in each episode. Do I call them an episode? I guess so, in each vlog. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and let's get started with the first meal of the day. Okay, so breakfast is just a English muffin with one boiled egg. I usually have a boiled egg or like a fried egg, and then some cherry tomatoes and a big side of salad. Typically, I don't get very hungry in the mornings, but living with my parents, they're kind of forcing me to eat breakfast at an appropriate time. So low-key, have no appetite, low-key do not want to be eating, but just to prevent any family dramas, I'm gonna have my breakfast now. So something a bit lighter. Typically I would have like protein oats and stuff, or just something that I feel more substantial, but I've just gone for something quick and savory now. So this is meal one, and I will just pop down the calories and the macros here. So like it actually is quite a lot of volume for how many calories it is, so a great option if you are dieting and you want to stay fuller for longer, you want to have a good kind of mix of, you know, your fat source, your proteins, some volume, and some good carbs in there. If you're in a rush, if you've got work, this literally takes like 5 minutes to whip up. It's super easy. So yeah, highly recommend. Ready for lunch. So the next meal of the day is essentially a very bro meal, a very bodybuilder-esque meal. So we have 160 grams of premium beef mince, 200 grams of mixed vegetables, so I've just got broccoli and cabbage, and then 45 grams of raw weight basmati rice, which I cooked up yesterday, because with my pre-workout meal I always have 45 grams of rice, and that's actually a very minimal amount to cook in a rice cooker. So I typically just do like twice the amount or 3 times, and I know just to have it across the week. So that is lunch, my next meal. I also do have another plate of vegetables because it couldn't all fit in here. I love my vegetables. Like it really, that's all it is. I just love fresh vegetables and fruit and volume. So I'm just gonna have this, and then the plans for the rest of the day really is just work. Like I've had a few client catch-up calls, and then just doing some other like system stuff, and then I am getting my lashes done this afternoon, which is exciting. Also my nails, because this is the state of them right now, so I'm getting them done this afternoon after work. So yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy this, and then I will catch you guys at my next meal. I will put up all the macros here, but it's a very balanced meal, I must say. Like it's what, pretty much 50 grams of carbs, 9 grams of fat, and 42 grams of protein, coming to around 450 calories. So a very decent meal if you ask me, regardless of whether you're dieting or bulking. Like you get a lot on your plate for what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'll catch you guys at the next meal. Hello, so back home now, and eyelashes have been topped up. I fully fell asleep. I always fall asleep when I get my lashes done. I don't know, like, is that a normal occurrence? But it's just like I have the best naps when I'm getting my eyelashes done, but I also grind my teeth. Like imagine like the nail technician's just there trying to do my eyelashes and I'm there like grinding my teeth. Anyways, it is now almost 6 p.m. and I'm just gonna have an apple, my next snack. I really haven't been too hungry, and I'll probably make dinner in a bit. I'm just gonna get some more work done, and then this will just carry me through until dinner. And then in dinner will be some lamb and a nice prawn salad, and I'm thinking roast potatoes. but we'll see if I can be bothered in making them. Hey guys, so dinner time, and I just wanted to show you guys these sweet potatoes that we have in New Zealand. I'm not sure if you get it anywhere else, but I definitely could not find them in London, but we call them like kumaras here, but they're like purple and they're so nice. They're not as sweet as the orange ones. I think these are the ones that you get like worldwide. They have more of like a starchy taste. I'd say they're like a cross between like potatoes and those really sweet potatoes, but I am just going to roast 100 grams of each. But these are very nice. If you see them in the supermarkets and you're not from New Zealand, definitely give them a try. They are super lovely. So yeah, I'm gonna roast this and then get my lamb ready. So out here now for dinner, and the next meal is a combination of a lot of different things going on. So we have a very colorful salad here. So it's just prawns, cucumber, alfalfa sprouts, which are so good. Like if you add them to your salads or your sandwiches, they're going to take it to the next level, like I promise you. Oh, I love them. And then just some like cos lettuce and some cucumbers and cherry tomatoes. Did I already say that? I can't remember. And then some New Zealand lamb steak, some roasted potatoes and sweet potatoes. The steak, so basically I went inside to grab my fork, left the steak here, thinking nothing would happen. I come out and my dog's eaten half of it. He literally just jumped up and started eating off my plate, and I was like, manners, hello. I had a little shout at him and told him to go away. How rude. Anyways, that is my dinner, so I'm gonna enjoy this. With the steak, I pretty much just put it on the pan and like covered it. I'm not the best at making like steak or like red meat in general, so if you guys have any tips, any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I just went to grab some fresh rosemary because I felt like that would work well with steak, so I grabbed that and then crackled some pepper and why is that so hard to say? Crackled some pepper and Himalayan salt. What else did I add to it? Cumin. Felt like maybe cumin would taste nice with lamb. I don't know, we'll see. Actually, why don't we just give it a try? It's probably like overcooked as well because I get scared of food poisoning, so with my meats I typically like burn them a little bit. I like them really well done, so this is probably very overcooked. Actually not bad. I'm hoping that my dog hasn't salivated all over this, but you can't taste the rosemary, but you can taste the cumin, which is actually very nice. I would say it's well cooked. It's not overdone, but it's well cooked. So for those who like blood in their meat, this is probably going to taste like jerky to you, but to me it tastes pretty good. That's actually very nice. Cool, so I'm gonna enjoy this and then I will catch you guys at my next meal, which is probably going to be sweet because it's the last meal of the day. So I will catch you guys then. Hiya, so back now, and just wanted to pop in with a little hack. Not sure if it's a hack, but basically if you guys love your English McMuffins, and I think it's called a McMuffin from McDonald's, but basically in their breakfast menu they have like your English muffin with like fried egg, bacon and all that good stuff. What I've been having for breakfast lately is these muffin splits. Did I have it this morning? Yes, and then sometimes I will fry an egg and then add like some avocado and then also some salami in it, and it pretty much tastes like 20 times better than what you get from McDonald's, but for like half the calories, and also more importantly it's actually like quality ingredients that you're using, like the meat you're using and the stuff you're controlling, essentially what you are putting in your body, and it tastes just as nice. So if you love your McDonald's breakfast menu, I don't actually remember the last time I had McDonald's, but definitely go make yourself, you know, the same thing at home. But basically right now I am just making my sister her lunch tomorrow. I really love just making food for people, and I've realized that I'm really excited to be a mum one day. Even though like it's gonna be years until I get to that point, because I first have to find a guy that I actually like, and I have to like get over my issues of not being able to commit to anyone or having anyone in my life, because I am very independent. But I love cooking for people and just doing mother stuff, and I'm really enjoying this. But basically I've just made 2 English McMuffin sandwiches with salami, some basil pesto, this stuff is so good, and then some alfalfa sprouts, because they are just so good. Like, they are the best thing to exist. And they also don't go off like your salad bags, but just these. Very nice, and this is what it looks like. So we have the salami, we have some greens, because greens are good for you. I don't know why this looks like I've taken a bite out of it. I promise you I haven't. I think it's just the way I split it. So we have 2 of these with the pesto, and then I bought some of these like chickpea snacks. They're quite nice. They're roasted capsicum flavor, and then probably going to add another fruit here because #health. Mandarin, not plural. I might add a pear into that, and then that shall be her lunch. And lunch is done. These are so good, so I snuck one in there, and we've got the 2 little muffins there. Hello. So I just want to come in here with a quick tip, okay? So I think a lot of people do this, and this is why sometimes you're going to find that, you know, tracking becomes very just painful in terms of hitting your macros. You'll find that you get towards the end of the day and you're like, holy crap, all I have is proteins left. Like, how do I do this? I've run out of carbs and fats. Like, I don't know what to eat. A lot of kind of issues like that do come up if you are not planning in advance, okay? So whether you are, say, on a meal plan that you've made yourself or that your coach has made you, or if you are tracking macros and you are flexible dieting, you know, both approaches are great, and it really is what works for you. But just because you are flexible dieting doesn't mean that you can't make it a bit easier for yourself by still having somewhat of a meal plan. So this is what I tell all my clients who are flexible dieting and just tracking, to basically try to start their day having at least a skeleton framework of what they're going to have, right? So logging things in advance into your MyFitnessPal. So what I do is typically I pretty much eat the same foods anyways, at least for breakfast and my like last meal. So it's a lot easier if I just don't log it in, because I already am kind of repeating the same meals. I'm just a creature of habit there. But if you like having completely different things every day, or you have, you know, different snacks here and there, what I would do is just log it in advance in your MyFitnessPal. So at the start of your day, just log in what you're going to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Even just if it's the protein source that you know you have at home, log it in so that at least you can kind of see, you know, where your macros are going to be during the day. You know, perhaps you log in all the meats you do have at home or your protein sources, and you're like, holy crap, I'm still so under in terms of proteins. That's going to, you know, help you recognize or realize that you need to go for a grocery shop and just get some more protein sources. And that just prevents you from, you know, looking at your MyFitnessPal at 9 p.m. being like, oh my God, I'm not hitting my macros today. So it is about, you know, planning in advance. If you are the type of person that can just meal prep in advance and you're not too fussed of having, like, repeated meals, what I would do is then just log in things a week ahead, or just copy and paste. So what you can do with MyFitnessPal is you can create your meals here. Oh wow, look, you can see everything so clearly. Let me just focus on my phone. So you have your meals here, obviously, and then what you can do is you can press on those 3 buttons, and then you have different options. And what you can do is you can do turn off smart copy, save as a meal, or copy to date. And I'm not sure if this is the premium version or not, but if not, basically you can just copy to date and then copy it to the next day, and then repeat it for, I don't know, 3-4 days if you are, say, busy at work and you just want to repeat the same meals, but at least have it logged into your MyFitnessPal. And then what you can do on the day is, if you have everything logged in and you want to make small adjustments on the day, it's a lot easier. Like, you can swap things here and there, change your carb sources, but at least you have that skeleton framework there so that you know that somewhat somewhat you are going to be hitting your macros, regardless of if you do change things here and there during the day. So big tip there, like if you are not planning ahead and logging things in advance into your MyFitnessPal, please stop doing that. It's going to save you so much time and mental energy, and it's going to make sure you hit your macros, which is obviously very important and quite nice if you are trying to reach your goals and make sure you are, you know, somewhat being on track. If you're going to track, you might as well do so accurately and do it the best way possible, right? Anyways, I'm gonna make my last meal, so I have already tracked it ahead of time because practice or what you preach. So I'm just gonna mix some of my banana bread blessed protein with my plain protein yogurt. I can't find a very good Greek yogurt here that has lower fat content than the Anchor one. So for 280 grams, very random number, but that's what I needed to fit my macros. It has 5 grams of fat, 6.8 to 7 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of protein. I'm pretty sure the, what's it called, Fage, Skyer, I don't know how to pronounce them. Those two brands in the UK have had a much better like macro split. That's fine. It's not like I missed that at all. Nope, it's fine. So I'm gonna have that, and then I'm gonna have some dates. I love Medjool dates. Oh, so good. The one time I went to Dubai, oh, me and my mum bought like a massive box of them. We got back and we sat down and we finished it in one sitting, and my dad was like, "Are you guys okay?" So yeah, I guess you can say both me and my mum have a sweet tooth, and we're both foodies, and we aren't too great when we're together because we just eat a lot. My dad's more sensible. Pretty sure it's like a kg of dates. Safe to say our stomach wasn't too happy the next day. Safe to say we did learn from our lesson. Therefore, I'm going to have 2 dates instead of a whole box tonight. Then some frozen mango, some frozen blueberries, some banana to go with the banana bread protein, which is so good, from Blessed. Some dried organic figs, a lot of fruit essentially, and then some biscuits I picked up today. So let's go ahead and make the meal instead of me just talking to you guys. I'm just sitting on my ass, just being lazy. I'm just doing some work here, but it is time to eat so then I can go to bed because I am a grandma who goes to bed quite early. So the yogurt bowl is ready, a very heavy yogurt bowl. I did not plan on having this much yogurt, but it's just what fit my macros, so I'm having a lot of yogurt. And then also I went grocery shopping today, and I went in to buy just rosemary, and me being me came out with 30 different things. I saw these and they sounded really good. They're salted caramel and almond popcorn bars. They're 90 calories each as well, which is nice because it just means I can have more food. I'm just being greedy. But yeah, I'm gonna have one of these, and then also picked up this. So they're ginger nuts fingers. Basically, growing up, I had these cookies called ginger nuts, hence the name, that I freaking loved. They're very hard on your jaws. They're very hard, but I would usually dunk them into like hot milk. And basically the cookie would kind of soften, and oh, it was so good. I don't think they have them in England, or I just have not really looked. So I'm gonna have 3 of those because they perfectly fit into my macros. And I guess that's the beauty of flexible dieting, is that you can have so much like flexibility in terms of what you have in your diet. And if you guys know me and you've been following me for long enough, you know I really do preach balance 80-20. And as you can probably see from like my 4 days of eating, I don't really restrict. So I try to aim for like, you know, 80% whole foods, greens, fruits, you know, good protein sources, carbs, rice, potatoes, all that good stuff that does provide you, you know, your vitamins, your minerals, and the nutrients that are very good for your body and that help your body function. But then 20% of the time I do have fun foods, what I like to call soul foods. So biscuits, processed foods, you know, stuff like that, because nothing's bad for you, right? Like, I think it's so important that you don't see food as good and bad. Rather, some foods are going to be more wholesome for your physical health in terms of, you know, giving you the proteins that you need, all that stuff. And then you have foods that are good for you, for your soul. They're good for your mental health, you know, like, who doesn't love chocolate? Who doesn't love a nice cookie, right? So it is so important that you have that balance and you never kind of go into that mindset of being like, oh, these certain foods are off limits, because to be fair, I came from that point. Like, I used to be pretty restrictive in terms of what I ate. I had a lot of fair foods. Like I, for some reason, just deemed ice cream bad for you. I deemed anything with white sugar bad, but I would have, like I would bake with coconut sugar because apparently that was better for me. And it took me, you know, a few years to actually realize that there is no good or bad. There are foods that are just going to give you better nutrients, they're more nutritionally dense for you, and then there are foods that just taste good and you need them in your diet because you're not going to die from having some sugar, you're not going to die from having some, I don't know, dairy. Like I used to be scared of dairy. Honestly, I would opt for anything that was like coconut milk based. Yeah, it was ridiculous, but you know, I think a lot of us go through that, and I think, you know, social media sometimes triggers that because you see people on these random diets or eating paleo or eating keto, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like if that works for you, awesome, but it doesn't mean that that is the healthy way. It doesn't mean that that is healthy and what you're doing is wrong. If that makes sense, like find what works best for you. And honestly, like 80-20, that's going to work for most people. Like do not have a restrictive diet, just eat anything that works for your body and just focus 80-20 balance. I think that is very important. Anyways, I'm gonna go mix some of my blessed protein into my yogurt because I fully forgot that, just so I do hit my protein targets. And that is basically my full day of eating wrapped up. So I'm gonna pop the macros of this last meal here. It's a lot of stuff all at once, but I really don't get hungry during the day. Like when I work and stuff, I function better without as much food in me, and I do get packaged in the evening, so that is kind of just what works best for me. Again, find what works best for you. If you are someone who needs more food in the mornings, don't restrict yourself. If you are someone who just genuinely loves food in the evenings and needs a good meal before bed to make sure that you don't go off track, then be like me and have a nice, you know, comforting dessert bowl before bed, because that way I know that I'm not going to be tempted to then have like another snack because this is well enough for me. Anyways, where was I up to? Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy this. So the total for today was 2,015 calories. My macros at the moment, my proteins have always been at 160 grams, fats are at 55 grams, and carbs are at 216. A very odd number, I know, but that is currently my macros for my rest day. And then my training days are obviously a little bit higher, just because I have the additional like post-workout meal and stuff, and naturally my energy is a bit higher then, and if I was to have the same amount every day, I think I would struggle a little bit on my rest days, which is funny because I never used to be one who would struggle with appetite, but I think just because it's so hot here, I don't feel like eating much. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this and took some meal inspo out of this. Let me know if you remake any of these meals. I highly recommend just the yogurt bowl before bed. Like it is such a good dessert. It's low in calories compared to say ice cream. It fills you up just as much. It tastes just as good, and it's a great source of protein. Anyways, there is more to this world than protein and full days of eating. So I am going to love you and leave you guys here. If you guys did enjoy this, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and go and check me out on Instagram, which is cz.fit. I would absolutely love for you to join the family there, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.